Let's start with food. Actually, food is a material substance that provides a living organism energy. Why? For body functions and material for growth, repair, development, and health. So, the food is playing most important role in our life. Now, what are the importance of food? Number one, food supplies many nutrients like protein, carbohydrate, fats, vitamin, minerals, and water as well. Second, food protects our body against diseases. And third, it is required for growth, development, and repair of worn out tissues of our body. It is needed for the repair of our body. Now, agriculture. What is agriculture? Agriculture is the cultivation, you can say, growing of food crops. Where? In the fields. For what? For food requirements. Actually, India is the country of agriculture. Agriculture is playing one of the most important role in our country's GDP. Now, I am going to discuss animal husbandry. Husband always protect or serve his wife, like that. In animal husbandry, rearing animals, that is livestock, to obtain milk and eggs. And one more thing, that is meat. So this rearing and caring of animal is called animal husbandry. Got it? Now, what is the need for increasing food production? India is a populous country. Our population is more than 1 billion. More than a quarter of billion tons of grain is required every year to feed the present population. Since increasing the area of land for cultivation is limited, so it is necessary to increase the production efficiency of crops and livestock. It can be increased by adopting scientific management practices like intercropping, mixed cropping, etc. One of the most important topic is sustainable agriculture, my dear kids. What is this? It is the technique of farming that maximizes agriculture yield without disturbing the balance of nature, as it uses biofertilizer and biopesticides with minimum chemical fertilizer and chemical pesticide. So sustainable agriculture is the need of the day. Students, let's start the topic with agriculture. It is the cultivation or growing of food crops in the fields for food requirements. India is the country of agriculture. We have to maintain it. Now, sustainable agriculture. What is that? It is the technique of farming that maximizes agriculture yield without disturbing the balance of nature. How? As it uses biofertilizers and biopesticides. Biofertilizers with minimum chemical fertilizer and chemical pesticides. So this is called sustainable agriculture. You know, there were 4 revolutions in our country. First, green revolution to increase food grain products. Blue revolution to increase fish production. White revolution to increase milk production. Yellow revolution to increase oil production. Fifth one is expected, that is golden revolution. Why? In field of pulse production. So learn these revolution by heart. Now food crops. First type is cereals. Example, wheat, rice, maize, millets, barley, sorghum. All these grains provide us carbohydrates. Why? For meeting the energy requirements of our body. So be aware, without these grains, we have to take more and more these grains. Second, pulses, also called legume seeds. For example, gram, that is chana, peas, black gram, pigeon pea, that is arhar, lentil seeds, that is masoor. Actually, these pulses are very rich sources of protein. Proteins are what? They are body building food. So we need pulses to maintain our body. Now oil seed. What are that? It includes soya bean, groundnut, sesame oil, that is til, mustard, that is sarson, and sunflower. These seeds or these oils are the good sources of oils, fats, and fatty acid. Mind it. Next one, fruits, vegetable, and spices. They are also in our food now. Why they are included in food? Because they provide us with vitamins and minerals. These vitamins and minerals are required to maintain all the life processes. Okay? Actually, different crops require different climatic conditions, temperature, and photoperiods for their growth and maturation. Now the question is, what are photoperiods? Photoperiods are duration of sunlight that influence plants in their growth, flowering, formation of storage organs, and leaf fall, etc. So I'm going to discuss crop seasons. Let's start with Rabi crops or Rabi season. Rabi crops are grown from November to April. They are also called as winter season crops, and they are harvested in March and April before the advent of hot season. Examples: wheat, barley, gram, mustard, peas, etc. So these are Rabi crops. Now second category is Kharif crops. They grow during rainy season of June to October. They are also called as monsoon crops or summer season crops. Actually, they are sown in rainy season and harvested during September, October at the end of monsoon. The examples of kharif crops are rice, maize, groundnut, soybean, moong, cotton, and hemp, etc. Students, did you know? Castor oil is usually not edible. You can see at your screen the castor and its seed and oil seeds. It is used in making paints, soaps, inks, lubricants, polishes, and perfumes, etc. Students, as you know that we are discussing the improvement in food resources and its management. So today's topic is farming practices. Actually, food grain production has increased 4 times from 1952 to 2010, while cultivated land area increased by only 25%. This has been possible through improvement in 3 stages of farming. Number 1, the selection of seeds for planting. Number 2, the nurturing of crops plants. And 3, the protection of the growing crops. So students, the major activities for improving crop yields are major activities. Number 1, crop variety improvement. Number 2, crop production management. Number 3, crop protection management. All these 3 have to be discussed one by one. First of all, the crop variety improvement is to be taken. Let's start. The objective of crop variety improvement are actually the various aspects for which crop variety improvement is carried out are as follows. Why the crop variety improvement is needed? Number 1, for higher yields. This is done to increase the productivity of crop per acre. This can be brought about by developing high yielding varieties by crossbreeding and hybridization. So the first heading is higher yield. Okay. Now second one is improved quality. The variety is improved to enhance the desirable quality. What is desirable meant over here? For example, good baking in wheat, protein quality in pulses, more unsaturated oil in oilseeds, better taste of fruits and more preserving quality in fruits and vegetable, and more vitamins and other chemicals in the crop. For higher yield, this is done to increase the productivity of crop per acre. This can be brought about by developing high-yielding varieties of crossbreeding and hybridization. Hybridization will be discussed in next video. So please wait for that. The second objective is improved quality of crop. Actually, the variety is improved to enhance the desirable qualities like good baking in wheat, protein quality in pulses, more unsaturated oil in oilseeds, better taste of fruits and more preserving qualities in fruits and vegetables. The last, more vitamin and other chemicals in fruit and vegetables. The third is to be discussed is biotic and abiotic resistance. Crop yield is reduced due to the attack by microbes like fungi, bacteria, etc., insect, rodent, and nematodes, etc. It is also affected by various environmental factors like flood, drought, water logging, and frost, etc. So varieties resistant to these biotic and abiotic stresses naturally yield more. The fourth is change in maturity duration. The shorter the duration of crop, the more economical the varieties. It helps the farmer in raising multiple rounds of crop in a year from the same field. Cost of production is reduced, and uniform maturity not only makes farming easier but also reduce harvesting losses. The fifth one is desirable agronomic traits, most important. To achieve high productivity, the food crop should be dwarf, that is short height, so that they consume less nutrient and withstand strong winds also. And the fodder crop should be tall and should have profuse branching, so we can get more and more fodder. So food crop should be shorter, fodder crop should be taller. Let's see, compare the traits. There are 3 food crops: short, semi-short, you can say dwarf, and super dwarf. Super dwarf and semi-dwarf are desirable. Why? Because losses are less over there. Because they are short, will get less nutrient. But in case of the fodder, you can see they are taller, profusely branched, so that we can have more and more fodder for our cattle. So these are the agronomic desirable traits of crop plants and fodder plants, fodder crops. So it is very clear now. Let's move ahead. The sixth one is wider adaptability. Most of the crop plants are affected by variation in temperature and exposure to suitable day length. Improved varieties should have wider adaptability, which would help in stabilizing the crop production under different region and environmental condition. Means the variety should be like that. It can be produced everywhere in the country. The science of improving genetic makeup of plants. Genetic makeup means changes in gene in relation to their economic use. Under this topic, we'll discuss the hybridization. So let's discuss hybridization. The process of crossbreeding two different varieties of crop plants, each having a specific and better characteristic, to obtain a totally new crop plant having the desired characteristics of both the plant. This is called hybridization. Is it? Okay, let's see other definition for the same. Hybridization is the process of crossing two genetically dissimilar plants to obtain a progeny with the desired traits. As you can see at your screen, red flower and yellow flower. And you want to have different type of flower, mixing of both. So after hybridization, you can get. Okay. This is the easiest process to get mixed varieties. Now types of hybridization. First type is intervarietal hybridization. Varieties. Varietal means varieties. Cross between two different varieties of same plant species. This helps in producing high yielding varieties. Remember this, same plant species, different varieties, and importance in producing high yielding varieties. Okay. The second type of hybridization is interspecific, means between the different species. So it is the cross between the different species of the same genus. Now species are different, genus is same. This helps in producing plant varieties resistant to disease. Mind it, resistant to disease. This is the importance. And third one is intergeneric. It is the cross between different genera of a plant. Here genus is different. Now what are the advantages of hybridization? Production of high yielding crops, production of disease resistant crops. Also these crops mature earlier, but there are some disadvantages also. What are that? Weeding is required frequently. And next, pesticides are required a lot.